Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, my name's Diane.
I'm Chinzia.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
All right.
We're back.
Yes, that is true. As we are every week, as we have been for 3 years on Thursday.
Woo!
Yay!
Congrats, guys. We've made it to 3 years.
Thursday, this coming Thursday, August 12th, if you're listening to this not in a timely fashion, but if you're not listening to it in a timely fashion, that means you're not following us on social media, and you should definitely do that.
And how
on Twitter,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yes.
BOY
BAND.
BREAK. That's it.
You
But
can also email us as well.
And you can find all those links in one in our link tree on Twitter.
Woo!
Woo! And if you can also check us out on No More Games Radio every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
You got it.
on our anniversary,
We're everywhere.
Woo!
on No More Games Radio. So you should definitely do that.
Aw.
Follow them on social media at No More Games Radio. We, put it out there every week when we're on there. So check that out as well. Anywho, yes, 3 years of Boy Band Break. We've been coming at you every single week, less 2 weeks, but no one needs to remember that. And so
One of those was an ice storm, and one of them we came back from Vegas and we retired. So really, that's a pretty good, consistent podcast.
Yeah.
And I think, everyone appreciates it. I hope you do. If you do, leave us a comment. And you know what? Maybe buy us a Ko-fi, as Lydia
Yes.
likes to point out.
Woo!
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Please, it's not cost effective to go to concerts. So if you could help us go to concerts, please donate to our Ko-fi. Thank you very
On our
much.
link tree.
On our link tree.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And so, 3 years, 52 weeks in a year. So we're like well over 150 episodes. I think this is episode 155. Yeah.
Yep.
155.
That's 155 hours. Some of the earlier ones were only like 30 minutes. But that's a lot of hours
Some of them were a bit of
pure boy band content. Pretty much, aside for some rants. Okay? And so you might think to yourself after 3 years, I know these girls of Boy Band Break. They really like boy bands. That must be their whole life. How could they talk for 3 years about boy bands if that wasn't like, a huge hobby of theirs? But I'll tell you what you don't know about these people. We do have other interests. We do have
What?
other things that we are passionate about. And so I'm going to issue a bit of a challenge to my fellow compatriots here.
What?
And
I enjoy the look
I
of
love
pure
that
panic
word.
that is happening.
Thank you
on
for
the
sharing
faces.
that word.
I'm excited. Okay.
and that is I'm going to give you 10 minutes
Okay.
to talk about anything that you are passionate about that is not boy band. So the challenge part is that you can't talk about boy bands for 10 minutes. You can talk about anything else, but you cannot mention a boy band's name. You cannot mention a boy band member. You cannot break into a boy band song.
There you go. All right.
And let's see if
I
we
like
can-
this challenge.
Let's see if we can prove to these people that we're more than just boy bands, just even for one episode. Do you
I
think
hope that
we-
people still listen to
Okay.
it, even though we're not talking about boy bands.
I really don't think anyone's gonna like immediately stop listening to this in protest. I wouldn't.
They're listening because of us, our personalities, all of us.
I'm just putting it out there. That's all.
And as I said, 154 episodes of nothing but boy bands.
True.
And you know what? Really, it's a challenge. I sincerely doubt Chinzia is going to be able to do it, guys. Her mind works in mysterious ways, and it makes links
really
that she doesn't intend for it to make.
That's true. That is very true.
Like, you all remember when we were randomly talking about Slipknot, and she somehow got all the way to Aaron Lyons.
Yes.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah, that's a talent, I think.
So
That's
my
very
undiagnosed ADD could help or hit
ADHD, isn't it?
Yes.
Or, I don't know,
Yes, I think
like,
so.
They change it all the time now.
So does anyone want to go first?
I feel like this one over here would like.
I want to go first. I'm like dying to go first. Oh, this is a
Okay,
great episode.
so I'm gonna. Okay. So I'm gonna.
You want a timer or my timer?
I'm gonna set you a 10-minute timer, unless you want to set a timer for yourself, since we're not in the same room.
No.
Okay.
That's okay. Yeah, you can set it, and then you can go like ding, ding, ding.
It's gonna beep. Yeah, I'll make sure the volume is up.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that too. Okay.
And it's gonna beep, and then your 10 minutes will be up. If you mention boy bands, you fail the challenge.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is there like
I don't have that kind of technology here in my home.
Points taken off?
Oh my god! Actually, I have that technology. Wait, I have that technology. Chinzia, look. Well, it's not. It's more like this. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Is it like a point system? Do you get points
Do you
taken
guys hear
off?
that or no?
It's a challenge. It's a pass or fail.
That's not gonna work.
Okay.
Okay.
Challenge.
So you go.
Heck are all of these?
They're all sound effects I use for my thing that I'm going to talk about in a second. Okay, let me know when the timer starts.
Okay, we can't hear that. Did you test
If
it?
anybody can't.
No, yeah, they can't. I don't. Yeah, I think it's only during like stream.
Well, anyways, it has like this weird little box that has all these pictures, and then you press the buttons.
Each picture has like a sound.
If you watch Lydia, maybe she'll talk about it. If you watch Lydia's,
she will talk about it.
She uses that.
Yeah.
I thought of something to talk about. Give me a pen.
Wait. Oh,
I got a pen.
I was gonna say like you always have a pen. Okay. All right. Let me know when the timer starts, and I'll start.
Your timer is starting now.
Hi, my name is Lydia, and also I have mental health issues, and I'm currently off work because of those things. So please do not judge me. I'm trying to work through my shit. Anyways, regardless of that, I do things that are not related to this. I have a Twitch stream, and I've been streaming consistently for about 2 or 3 years now. So that is twitch.tv/super_dorkalicious. So
spell out dorkalicious, because I feel like sometimes people don't know how to spell that.
So super super_dorkalicious DORKALICIOUS.
That is a fun name.
I came up with it myself. So I have so definitely thank you. I do Twitch on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do. I play a game called Among Us, which is kind of like a party game, like a kind of where you're on a spaceship, and there's like a couple murderers and they're murdering each other. I have some dedicated fans, which is nice. I would like to grow as big as some people, but I didn't say it.
Good thing.
I don't grow as big as some people, but I know. Good save.
I almost had to bless you.
So I do that consistently. I also have a YouTube channel, and that one's just called Dorkalicious. That's kind of like nerdy content there. I also do plus size cosplay, and that is on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/chubbychibi. Chubby Chibi is my stage name because chubby is me, and chibi means cute. So chubby chibi. So chubby and cute. That's me.
I like that name too.
So
well
I do that. Thank you. I know, like I feel like I have like a lot of followers on Chubby Chibi. I have like 75,000 followers on Twitter, but they don't do a lot for me. It's more like fapping material, which makes me sad because I would like to not, be a millionaire. I'd like to have a mansion, but these people are cheap asses.
What do we all?
I do have some nice fans. Right, exactly. So like from Patreon, I sometimes if I get $100 a month, but my costumes cost more than that, which is really annoying because sometimes I even get $40 a month or sometimes $20 a month, and I'm like, my costumes cost at least $100. Jesus Christ! So it's kind of like
a losing scenario.
Yeah, it's kind of like a labor of love thing. It's kind of like I'm documenting my youth because I'm slowly getting older, and the time stops for no one. So like I'm kind of like. And like even like my counselor, he's just like, I'm like, oh my God, my life is coming to an end. He's like, Lydia, you're 36 years old. I'm 77 for God's sakes. And I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
Like your life is not over. And I'm like, okay. Like sometimes I feel like, I'm just like, oh,
you're having a midlife crisis.
I'm having a I'm like a millennial life crisis, man. Cause like I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. Like, I love acting. So kind of VTubing is kind of something where it's okay. So let me explain. I know this is going to get weird. When I was streaming, when I first started streaming, I was streaming with this face, and I would put on makeup and like this. Hi everybody, let's do a show, right? Because like everyone does that. And then but what was nice is just like thank you.
You should get way more than
when we were growing up. Like seriously. When we were growing up, my mom was just like, nah, don't put on makeup, blah, blah, blah. So like I have a very skewed kind of methodology when it comes to makeup because like I'm like I hate putting it on. I hate it with a passion because it makes me because mom's like natural beauty is best, and I'm like yes it is, but like I don't know, she did it in like a wrong way. So anytime I put on makeup, I feel like really guilty and angry whenever I put on. It's very bizarre. Anyways, so then Kenny was just like, hey, why don't we do this VTuber thing, right? VTuber is virtual YouTuber. And I don't know what that was, but anyway, so there's like an avatar. It captures my face. It has it makes virtual dots on my face, and anytime I move or blink, it does the same thing. The good thing about that is that people are shallow assholes, so they don't like fat people, and they don't like people trying. So anyway, so when I hide behind this avatar, I actually am more popular somehow because people are just like, oh, it's a cute anime girl, And so it's kind of like it mentally plays with my mind because I'm just like, do these people actually like me or do they just like my avatar? And I'm like, oh, society is so shit that they don't like fat people that I have to hide behind this fucking person. But at the same time, it's also like good because like there's a lot of doxing in the community and like stuff like that. Doxing is when like people try to like find you and like send pizzas to your house or send the FBI to your house. It's really fucking dumb. It's like good and bad. There's like toxic parts and horrible parts.
This close to saying, if someone sent this to my house, I'd be like, thank you very much. But
Yeah.
FBI, no.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who sends things to other people's houses, Lydia.
Oh, okay. Also, yes, thank you for telling me that. Also, I have a lot of admirers who send me lingerie, so I get them sent to Chinzia.
She doesn't tell me that they're coming here. So then I'm like, Chinzia to Franco, and I open it up, I'm like, why do I have lingerie? What the heck is this? And
Surprise!
I'm like, oh, that's for me.
So then I was just like, okay, obviously my mom and dad would not order it. And I'm like, let's check with Lydia and see what she has. And she's like, oh, yes, that's for me.
That's for me.
Oh, okay.
Well, because, like, I don't want weirdos coming to my house. Like, I don't mind if they come to my house.
just send them to your house.
Well, because like, she can be like, there's no one of that name here. You know what I mean?
There's no one by the name of Chinzia living at my house?
No, I meant, like...
I think she meant Lydia.
Well,
like,
if they ask you... That's what I meant. Yeah, because
like, she's giving my name.
Well, because like the post office is a bitch. Because like the post, listen, because I tried giving the post office a fake name. And they're like, "Fuck you! You don't have ID that has this name on it." And I'm just like, oh. So I'm like, I have to give a real name now. So, but
which is fine. If anybody would like to send me gifts, I can send you my address.
Really? My dad
weirdos by my house all the time.
Deliver mail.
Because I used to.
He pretty much said it doesn't matter what's in the name section.
Yeah, I thought it would just be
I know,
address has to be right.
This lady was giving me the business at fucking.
Was it because you were renting a mailbox? Because that's
no, I did rent a mailbox for a long time because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rent a mailbox for fan mail, blah blah. All I was getting was like pizza ads and like political shit. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm paying like $14 a month for this garbage. Forget this. So then I'm like, I'll just send everything to Chinzia's house. So care of Chinzia. Because the lady because when I lived at the Mohawk House, the lady at Shoppers Drug Mart was giving me the business because I ordered a modem, and she's like, "Your name is not at this address." I'm like, "I just moved." I'm like, "Here's the fucking thing." She's like, "I'll let it go this time," and I was like, "You can shove this modem up your goddamn ass, Shoppers Drug Mart lady." Swear to God,
a lot of issues with service.
You know what? Like seriously, like I just because like when I talked to my first counselor, she's like, "You have a lot of anger," and I'm just like. I'm like, I don't have a lot of anger. And she's like, I don't have a lot of anger. And I was like, you're very judgmental. I'm like, you stupid bitch. I'm not judgmental. And then I'm like, oh no. Oh, I'm doing the thing that she said. Oh my God. So,
sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
I know, but look, because I'm just like, what? And then she also said I would make a great stand-up comedian because I hurt myself before.
You are very entertaining. I'm like, yeah, for sure.
You are very entertaining.
Thank you. So I don't know.
On stage.
I would
talk
like
about the burlesque.
I did burlesque for a long time, except when COVID hit. Obviously, that did not go. I've even fought the bylaw in my city for 2 years.
The bylaw.
Woo!
I won. So I successfully
did.
got the bylaw changed. So like that's something like I don't know, but like honestly though, like because I'm in this like mental depression spiral, I'm just like I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know what I like. You know what I mean? So like I do these things. I do Patreon. I do Twitch, and then sometimes I'm just like, is this even bringing me joy? Like I don't know who I am. Like I literally looked up like a retreat of like going to like like pet dogs and like comb a horse and shit. And then I think to myself, I'm like, you fucking asshole, because you're fucking ancestors came over here for a better life from like doing all that shit, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pay someone to like comb their horse. Am I fucking retarded? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just get so mad at myself because I'm just like, literally, my ancestors
not
were like,
that word, not that word.
Sorry.
Maybe a different word.
Stupid?
Stupid is a good.
Sorry, am I stupid?
Stupid is a better word.
I'm like literally trying to circle back to like, because like my answers are like, I hate the farm, fuck this, I'm going to Canada, and I'm like, I'm in Canada, let's go back to the farm.
Okay, did you go to that Girl Guide camp with the horses?
No,
it was terrible.
I know, because horses
you pay
smell
a whole lot of money to these smelly horses that you're like, you have to like groom them. I'm like, I'm paying money to come to this camp to take care of your horses. And then you go on the horse,
right,
and then you feel like you're going to die or the horse is going to kick you.
And like, you don't think that I remember what that horse did to Superman? You think I want that shit to happen to me? First, Keanu Reeves, or whatever the hell his name was.
Christopher Reeves?
Christopher Reeves. Yeah, I'm still got
so you're traumatized for others as well.
Oh my God. I'm just feeling feelings today, guys. I'm very sorry. I don't know what's happening. Like, my life is spiraling out of control. And, sorry.
Like I've said before, this podcast is also a therapy session for Lydia, which is okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's good. No, it's a good thing.
I need to apologize for your feelings.
And I'm also buying more stuff.
Your time is
wow, you did great, Lydia.
Good job, buddy.
So sorry.
Woo, proud of you.
The good news is you succeeded in the challenge.
You're winning so far.
Yay! Okay.
All right.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Who would like to go next? No one?
Okay, so we all stay. Okay, apparently I am going next.
Great idea.
All right.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you, Chinzia.
So what happens if I accidentally mess up?
We go,
and then it's
you just failed the challenge, but what? Sorry, I didn't
still get the 10 minutes, or does her 10 minutes end?
Your 10 minutes continues.
Oh, okay.
No. Your 10 minutes continues, and then because you're not the last one. So let's just say you talk about boy bands one time. Then we give Sophia 10 minutes. Maybe she'll talk about them 2 times, and she'll fail harder than you. I don't know.
That's true.
Okay. All right. I'll be on boy band lookout.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go, I'll be like,
Yeah, you can make the sound effects noise. You can be like,
Thank you. Okay.
See?
Okay.
I'm on it, boss.
All
okay.
right.
You're the human sound effects.
Ready?
No. Thank you.
And start.
All right. Hello, everyone. I am Chinzia. I am 3 years older than these other ladies. They're all the same age, which is bizarre to me at times. But I also I feel
which
like
Lydia
I don't really
always
hang out with
forgets
people my
as well.
age.
Yes.
Lydia always forgets. So I just always assume everyone is my age, and it's like a good mix of 10 years older and younger, I feel. But yeah. So Okay, well, right before you ended, you were talking about shopping more. So I have to say that I am not normally a shopping fan. I get the very basics. I like to save my money to do entertainment things and travel.
Very good.
But since these things cannot happen during COVID times, I've started buying some things on Amazon because I was just, but not like a lot. And I bought a cricket.
Mystery
I was like,
boxes?
I'm going to use this cricket. I'm going to do this. I wanted to buy mystery boxes, but these people talk me out of mystery boxes because they're always terrible.
Always.
They are always
That's
terrible.
true.
And I know this because I used to make mystery boxes when I was in high school and I ran the school candy store. And we had a whole bunch of like the different candies, but there was some crap candies that nobody wanted. So being the genius that I am, I made surprise bags that I filled 50 cents worth of crappy candy and 50 cents of the good candy. So they were still getting their $1 worth of candy, but those things sold like hotcakes and we got rid of that stuff. So I like to come up with ideas sometimes. Oh, I can't talk about that one. Okay. Anyways, so besides that, the new fun thing that I have found that they have is this store called Crazy Bins, and it is amazing.
Yes.
So essentially what it is they buy all the Amazon returns, because usually they've just been going to landfills and stuff because costs them more money to just refill them back into the store, unless it's like a super expensive item.
Yeah, because they do have Amazon warehouse where like they'll take the really
like
good
the
shit
good stuff, but like the other crap that nobody really cares about, they have big tractor trailers and they sell it to stores. So this Crazy Bin store is every day of the week is a different price. So they have these bins literally made of plywood. And then
like raised flower beds.
So they're like at like good browsing height. You don't have to bend down, so you don't hurt your back or anything, and just full of crap. So so Thursday is Prime Day, so it's $25, everything in the store, and that's where they put the good stuff out.
The restock day.
Then on Friday and Saturday they also restock, and it's $10 day.
Yes.
And after that, Sunday is $8, Monday is $6, Tuesday is $3, and Wednesday is $1, guys. So once you go to $1 day, it's really hard to go to another dollar day.
Can't go back, man.
But it is amazing because you can get the most random crap and you're like, it's only $1. So
it's justified.
It's justified.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm buying stupid things, but it's $1. So I'm spending $20 and getting a whole bag full of stuff. So for example,
if it makes
I've
you
got
happy,
a
that's
horse
the
head
key.
mask. Yes. So a horse head mask I got recently. I got an inflatable unicorn costume.
Yeah.
I've gotten some plies for the cricket. Some stuff I didn't even know it was glow in the dark. I'm like, that stuff is expensive. That's
you
cool.
got that Thanos
I got
fan?
like the punching gloves. We got those. I bought this like hot pink suit for my cousin. Okay, that one was $10, but it was brand new and on Amazon for $120. So I figured for that, and it fit him perfect.
What a deal.
There was
Mr.
like
Pink from Reservoir Dogs, right?
there's some random 2 days ago I got a Prison Mike mug, from The Office. So it was just funny. There's just it's funny things and they bring me joy. So whatever. So that's fun. Speaking of joy, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I have mentioned it before, but if you haven't listened to all 155 episodes, I work in radio and that is super fun. And I've been in radio for about 14 years, I think.
Good God.
I think 14 years.
Wow.
I think I was
That's amazing.
So I started off volunteering. That's another thing that I very much enjoy doing is volunteering. So my friend Olivia was working for Country 95.3, and she's like, oh, we need some volunteers to work Canada Day Jam, which was a big concert on Canada Day, shockingly. So we did that. And then her boss was like, oh my God, Shinzi is great. If we ever have a position, does she want to work there? I'm like, yeah, of course. So at this point, Country 95.3 was in Toronto. And I also did not listen to country music at all. I had no care. I'm like, how everyone's like, I like all music except country. Like that was like me, obviously. I was into pop and stuff like that. So then I started working for the station and I figured, okay, you know what? I probably should start listening to country music because I work for a country music station and I loved it and it was great. And that is where I met Aaron Lyons like a million times. And the thing about country artists, especially Canadian country.
Sorry, Chinzia. God bless you. Country music is
You know what? Everyone is entitled to their own music.
Okay.
Musical
That's
preferences.
true.
The
That's
thing that I really liked about Canadian country music is the artists are very accessible. And if you've heard me before, I'm very I need to be acknowledged when I am in a concert. I like to make eye contact with people. I like autographs. I like to take selfies, like these things. So I feel like that was a good scene for that. And then also, we've talked about this before. and haven't talked about it in a few episodes. But when Lydia and I were teenagers, we used to follow around a band called Serial Joe from Newmarket, Ontario, and they were an alt rock band, I guess.
I think just alternative.
They were alternative band. They were actually between our two ages. Like I was like a year or two older than them, and they were like a year or two older than Lydia. Lydia looks very.
I don't know, man.
They're 3 years apart.
Yes, I know that. So they were.
In the middle.
Okay, sorry, you were just.
Stever was like.
But her face when you're trying to like do the math, and you're like, no.
Lydia's some 3D chess.
I love you, Lydia.
Okay,
I love you.
Sorry. So we had a lot of fun with like pretty much a whole because I was going to say it. Nope. I read a magazine article and I thought, oh, it'd be really cool to follow a band around. So then I saw.
Are you allowed to say like episode and band? Like, does this count or extra?
Oh, that's fine.
For a while?
You're allowed to talk about music. You're talking about other music that you like.
Okay, very well.
So then I was just like, I want to find a band that's just starting off, but I want to attach myself to this band and be like hierarchy in the fandom because, and obviously it did work because we did have people. So we would go to shows. Lydia and I were in four music videos.
Yeah.
4 out of the 9 music videos. We like knew their family, like their parents and stuff. We would hang out. Like, it was just like, it was a fun time. And it was like a good high school, like thing to do. And be like, yes. And then we would go to Much Music all the time and stuff like that. So that was fun. And that at that time I wanted to get into managing like musicians and going on tour with bands and stuff. So I got into,
still should.
I actually got accepted into music administration program. And then my mom's like, oh, I didn't think you would actually get in. So no, you're not going. So
is that what happened? I thought you chickened out.
No.
Mom!
Kind of. I also didn't really want to move away from home, but yeah, kind of.
It was in Oshawa, which was like a place.
But my brother was in television broadcasting. So I was like, you know what? That sounds fun. I'm going to do that. So then I went into television broadcasting and then he graduated and he couldn't find a job and he was actually passionate about it. And I was like, meh. And then so then I also had a mental breakdown. So that was good.
High five!
So then I dropped out of that. Went back later for a business program. So I did business. That was a completely useless thing because it was a brand new program. It was called Enterprise Business, e-business. I was like, all right, the internet's, let's do this. Let's sell shit online. This is great. It was terrible. Nobody knew what they were doing. And then when I was just like, I don't really understand what we're doing. They're like, oh, it's easy. So like a business wants to go online.
Yeah.
We're like, okay,
great.
So then you connect them with the programmers who develop the website. And I was like, so why can't they just go directly to the programmers? Like, I thought you were going to teach us how to develop some websites.
Yeah.
They told us like the very basic, like, and they're like, no. Like website makers are nerds who can't talk to people. So that's why you're going to talk to. I was just like, this program makes no sense. It was like, and it's shockingly, it is not there anymore. But also shockingly, I got 97, I think, in the course because in one of my classes, I got 114% because I did the bonus assignments because the rest of my class were full of dumbasses who could not. So my teacher called me and he's like, Shinzia, I got to let you know, like you got 114% in this class. But the computer will only let me put 100 in. So you only have so technically, if we averaged all my courses, I would have passed that with 100%. So like, I was very good at school. I was very good at taking tests and doing projects. And then I just kind of had like a mental break and didn't want to do it anymore. So that's why I never went to university. So that's that fun stuff.
School blows.
Yes.
It's no offense.
I do like business a lot. No offense.
Okay.
No, but it's true. Like, I always was in like the 90s. I always had good marks. I never actually had to try for them. And I feel like because I think my parents didn't want to be like, oh, you're amazing and make other siblings feel bad if they weren't.
I think it was very clear.
So I was just like, I'm not really getting crazy.
If you actually got podcast, you can tell.
Sorry.
Oh no!
I just end that thought though.
Yeah,
I was just like,
wait, is that everything on your list?
I did not. I said I like to volunteer. So sorry for that. So my mom's like, can you please stop scheduling parent-teacher interviews because I'm sick of going there and them being like, your daughter is amazing. And I was like, oh, thank you.
That's shit, man.
So,
That's the shit.
No, it's fine. My mom
So
did the same
in high
thing. She told me she didn't want to go to my parent-teacher interviews anymore because they never said anything bad about me. I was like,
Sorry for being a good kid. I used to throw birthday parties for my elementary school teachers. Like when I would find out when their birthday was at the beginning of the year, and then my two friends and I, like I would bake a cake for the teacher, and then Cherie would get the decorations, Catherine would do stuff. It's not ass kissing. I liked my teachers, and then we would during last recess we'd set up the party, and then we didn't have to work for the rest of the day.
can I tell you?
And that's why.
Can I tell you a secret as a teacher? That's really annoying.
I have.
You know why? You know why? Because it gets the class all like hyped up, and they get all like hyper, and they're like, okay, a party, blah 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 blah. And now you're like, now I have to calm everyone down. Now we have to have a party.
It's the last of the day. It's the last break of the day.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's not like you did it in the morning.
Yeah, we didn't do it in the morning. Oh no. It was like teacher doesn't want to teach the rest of the day.
We don't want to learn the rest of the day. They want to
eat cake. We're good. This is when you're allowed to bring things to school.
Remember?
Excellent.
So I'm sorry. So really quick, volunteer a lot. My high school, we did a Halloween for Hunger. It's been going on for 21 years this year. We collect like hundreds, like almost 1 million pounds of canned goods in the last 20 years. And we just did a food drive, not with them, with our local MPP and a group of people this last weekend. And we raised $1,600 and like, I can't remember, like 15,000 pounds of food. So it was really cool to go to 3 different food banks. And then one of the food banks was a really tiny food bank. And it was just really nice to go there and realize that like how much of a difference this made, because we got there, their shelves were literally bare. So the stuff that we got was enough to like help them through for the next few weeks. So it was pretty, and then we went to like the other one, which was like giant, but they also have a bigger outreach. So it was interesting to see like all of that. So yes. Also, I collect Gordon Corman books. I love young adult novels. So if anybody has any extra ones and they would like to send it to me, ask Lydia for my address. And I love road trips. Okay.
Wonderful.
Oh, that was a belly laugh, man. That was good.
All right.
Good job. Good job.
It's like full circle there. See,
you almost failed like twice.
I know. I almost said the article was about the Backstreet Boys, and I almost said like,
oh my God,
that was close.
So you almost
said
your.
Nick
You also almost mentioned your NSYNC lip gloss empire.
Oh yes, I almost said that too.
Yes,
so yes, that was hard. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's challenging. I love it.
All right,
I know.
So I really enjoy making repeats, and when the concert tickets are not sold, I like to see how many concert tickets are sold.
Okay, sorry, we missed a little bit of that, but now I understand what you're trying to say. Yes, you do enjoy counting things. Yes.
I just it's a sickness.
The cruises, you do that too?
I was keeping track of how many rooms
with
were
an
left.
Excel spreadsheet. That's very complex.
I made an Excel spreadsheet for this latest.
She literally messages us and lets us know how many seats are available after already buying.
That's like the worst thing Ticketmaster could have done was putting those little dots, and so I can see it, and then I fucking count them all up and be like, okay, and then these ones are that small. Yeah. It's a sickness, really, but this is why I would do good on tour with bands. Take me on tour, please.
Yeah, go to that school. Go to the school. You're not dead, man.
Nobody's on tour. It's
my counselor, Jim's like, I'm 77. I changed careers like 6 times. He's like, I was homeless under a bridge at one point.
Okay, I don't want that career.
Okay, don't do that career, obviously. Yeah. And I'm like, that's good. Like, I don't know. That was like, I thought
very motivational.
Very motivational. He's like, your life is not over. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you.
Kudos, Jim. Great job.
Thank you, Jim.
Good job,
Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Do you have any more appointments with Jim, or did you say fuck you, Jim?
No, what?
I said you have more appointments with Jim, or you're just like fuck you.
The second appointment was like a little bit like, because he was more like, and I'm just like, give me life advice, Jim. Like, you're wise. Tell me things. And he's just like, maybe you should stop going on your phone so often. And I was like, I'm literally talking to you on the device, you know. I was like, okay.
Good times.
Yeah.
Maybe he just doesn't know what else to say to give you like some, positive thoughts or whatever. So he's like,
Well, he's a counselor. That's kind of his job, but whatever.
I know.
But maybe after
like,
like
come on.
one time, you don't know what else to say. I don't know.
Anyway,
Like, you know, when you climb to the mountain and you're like, give me, and then the guy on the top of the mountain's like, yes. And you say something profound, you're like, holy shit!
It was in you all along.
You know, like
It
something
was
small, you're
always
like, I'm like,
there,
come on, give me
buddy.
that. Give me that juju.
Maybe if you go
Anyway,
again,
so
he'll
this
give you
time.
more.
I'll maybe. I know. I'll probably make another appointment. Yeah. Okay.
All right. The only other thing on my list was Aqua. That is all.
Oh, Aqua's good.
let's give Sophia her 10 minutes.
All right.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, your 10 minutes starts now.
All right. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan. Sorry?
I said we are aware, but the people might not be.
I just wanted to
I know
I am Sophia, so I should also say my name because everyone else did. But I've been a wrestling fan.
Use wisdom.
That is true. Yes, it does. So I've been a wrestling fan since I've been 6 years old. My brother and I, with our grandmother, used to watch. My grandmother used to live with us for the first 10 years of being alive, I guess.
Very good.
So
your grandmother was into wrestling.
yeah, so that's my grandmother, so my dad's mom, which I was named after.
Who's your grandmother's favorite wrestler?
Hulk Hogan.
Did she like Hulk? I was gonna say she probably liked Hulk Hogan. Okay.
Yeah.
You got that,
So it was Hulk Hogan,
19
Macho
inch
Man,
biceps.
and Miss Elizabeth. So those were the three main people that we liked.
That was the golden time of wrestling.
Yes. My brother and I would do like Hulk Hogan's pose on the bed. And we're like, oh, we're Hulk Hogan. Yeah. And then, so we would always watch when it was on. It was like on Scramble TV, not really like pay-per-view, because sometimes you don't have the funds for that when you're that young.
Mm-hmm.
So you use what you can get, right? And then as I got older, it was the Attitude Era. This is with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, which is D-Generation X, which if you were watching on video, you just saw Lydia doing the suck it.
Let's get in so much trouble.
We would definitely get in trouble for that. You would do it at recess where no one sees you, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes. My favorite
unlocks the memories
wrestler.
there.
Remember when Shawn?
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go
let
ahead.
Sophia talk.
It's time.
It's okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
I was saying, did you watch when
also
Shawn Michaels was
watched
climbing up that ladder and then they pulled down his pants and his ass was on TV?
Yes.
See that one?
No.
Yes, I did. Yes. That was a ladder match.
Shocking.
Yes.
A ladder match. Yes. I think the IC title.
Okay,
was
let's continue.
The IC title, I think, was like hanging from the rafters, so they could like one of them could go up the ladder and get it. My favorite wrestlers were Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. I also like Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Those are like my two main people. I also loved Stephanie McMahon. The owner of the company is Vince McMahon. His heel character was Mr. McMahon. And for the first 2 years, the huge feud was Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And every Monday night Raw, you would want to watch because you would want to see what else Stone Cold Steve Austin would do to Mr. McMahon. So each Monday night, he would stun him. And then like Vince McMahon would arrest him because he's like, how could you do this? You ruined it. Also, Mike Tyson came on as well during the Monday Night Wars. I don't know if you know about WCW, which was Nitro. Yes. So I was a WWF fan, so it was always WWF. I didn't really watch WCW until like 2001 when it was going down because they lost in the ratings. But it was a huge deal back then. You had to choose sides. It was basically how you would do it during the 90s of music times with certain groups. Yes. With certain groups.
Right? WCW was like the no frills version of WWF.
I remember, and we're like, and they started taking people, and I was like, no, Bret Hart better not go to them. And then after that whole screw job, we're like, you know what, Bret Hart should go to them. Screw the WWEF, whatever.
Yes, it was the Montreal screw job. That was like huge back then. You couldn't believe it. I love Bret Hart, but my favorite was Shawn Michaels. So even
he's a sexy boy.
Yeah, that's like the best theme song. So, even though Vince McMahon screwed him, it became a huge character, and they made a lot of money, and it saved his company because they won the ratings after 83 weeks.
What is your opinion on The Undertaker?
The Undertaker, okay, so The Undertaker used to make all children. He retired last year after 30 years in the business. 30 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a lot of work in 30 years. Wrestling, yes. And he was just his character, The Undertaker. So kayfabe, all kayfabe. You couldn't go out in the mall. If he went to the mall, he would just be The Undertaker. That's why he got like divorced like 3 times, because his wives are like, what are you doing? Don't you want to be with me? And he's like, no, I want to go wrestle and make lots of money, basically.
My dick is dead.
Wow, Lydia. Wow.
I'm kidding.
Right? He is called the Dead Man, so.
Sorry.
Oh, what is your favorite wrestling pay-per-view? Like, I wasn't always a Royal Rumble person myself.
Yes, I love the Royal Rumble, but I also like WrestleMania because that culminates the feuds, all the storylines, the pageantry. It's like so amazing. They have like some singers go there sometimes. So like they sing America the Beautiful. John Cena, who was a newer wrestler, had a rap album, and it was called Basic Thugonomics.
Wow.
His name is John Cena.
Yes. Yes. See, yes, exactly. Yes.
He's a meme, right? So he's in pop culture, guys.
Yes.
It's true.
So The Rock is very popular. He'd be from wrestling, and he became the biggest movie star in the world. He makes billions of dollars, but he always comes back to the wrestling ring because of the audience participation and the roar of the crowd.
Would you say that it's because they smell what The Rock is cooking?
Yes.
I would say it's due to his stylish nature of wearing a black turtleneck, mom jeans, and a black leather fanny pack.
To be, yes, that was like the 90s look, and he makes fun of himself all the time.
And he was actually a failed football player. He got injured very badly and returned to football.
He was in the CFL.
Yes, he was.
Yes, and he always tells the story that he had $7 in his pocket, and that's why he named his studio $7 Productions.
Good to know.
Cool.
So if you're ever like, oh, what is that story? He will always tell you it because he knows he came from small beginnings to this huge superstar.
Interesting.
Yes. What else can I share?
What about current wrestlers that you like?
Current wrestlers, I still like Shawn Michaels because he was like the best wrestler of all time, performance wise. He brought, he was like very emotive. Like every time something happened to him, you're like, oh my gosh, hopefully he doesn't get hurt, right? You're always like cheering him on. You always want him to win. So he's like, in that sense, he was like one of the best wrestlers of all time.
But was he a bad guy or a good guy, or is he one of the ones that flip back and forth?
He flipped back and forth, but I think that wrestlers are better as heels, which is a bad guy, because it's a lot more fun for them to like say bad things to the crowd or whatever. But I think it's hilarious. So I'm like, oh, I love him as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my current favorites are Seth Rollins and Jon Moxley and Roman Reigns. These three used to be in the Shield. This is a faction. So wrestling had factions. And there you go.
Wait, you gotta explain what a faction is, because
yes, please end the thought. I need to know what a faction is.
I'm confused about factions.
Okay, so a faction is either a group of 3 to 5 wrestlers in the same group. Yes. So each person has
like
something that they. So one person could be the muscle of the group. One person could be like the storyteller of the group. One person could be the veteran of the group. Like Ric Flair is like a veteran of Evolution. There was a faction called Evolution. So he brought like all his knowledge to the young guys that were in that group.
Okay.
So everyone
he won the
something. It's almost like in a band where each person does something. Each faction
is up, so you could have just said it, but
that's okay.
Go above and beyond.
Yay!
I hope you all enjoyed that wrestling talk. I could have talked more.
You did.
If you want Sophia to start a wrestling podcast, leave a comment below.
There you go.
Also, Nick Carter actually was on a SmackDown in like 2003 or 2004, and he did a segment on SmackDown. Yeah, with Michelle McCool.
What do you mean, like he just like talked, or he actually got smacked down?
No, so this wrestler Michelle McCool, like I guess kicked her leg up in front of Nick Carter, and he was like. So let me see if I can find that clip. But yeah, he was on SmackDown.
Cool.
Wow.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's something I did not know.
Yeah, let's see
your
if I can
turn.
Yeah.
Turn. Okay.
Yay. Do you want me to set the timer for you?
Sure. We could do that.
Well, I feel like,
yeah.
I feel like, you've done a lot of work. Let me time you.
Easier for me to focus on what I'm saying if I don't have to also do the clock.
All right, here we go.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All
right.
Oh.
So, I feel like I have like 3 main categories of interests outside of the, what we talk about here on this podcast. The first one being maybe something you've noticed is I really like cooking and eating and talking about food and reading recipes and watching cooking shows and all those things. You probably don't, but if you follow me on my personal Instagram, it's all pictures of food. There are no pictures of me, which annoys some people.
Enjoy eating your food.
You make some really good food.
That's just something that I'm like a huge.
If I ever have any questions about cooking, I always ask Diane. I'm like, does this make sense? What do I do here? She can whip up dressings with just like random ingredients.
Oh my God, like a magician.
Amazing. The thing is about cooking, is once you cook, okay, here's the thing that I'm going to say that I've learned in like I don't know, however many years I've been doing this. When I was like a teenager, a young adult, my dad never let me cook. He was just like, I'm doing it. You can cut stuff. And I'm like, oh, but I want to do it. Anyways, but once you do it yourself, you start to like, I can imagine in my head what certain ingredients will taste like together. Right? So in that case, I don't need a recipe anymore because I'm like, well, no, that's not going to go with this and that's not going to complement this. I also read this is going to super nerdy. I also read this like giant book, and it's called Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. And it talks about.
I want to read that.
I can lend it to you.
Acid.
Okay.
Because I own it. It's really long though, but it has a lot of pictures. So like you can get, and then the back portion is just recipes. But anyways, it talks about like how those 4 elements are crucial in like making all of your cooking and all of your food better. And like, you know, everything needs salt, and like people don't put enough emphasis on salt. And if your food is not salted, it's not going to taste good. And, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you're like, oh, why is this so good? It's because they salt their food properly. Right?
Yes.
And most people at home don't do that.
You can never go wrong with salt.
Yes. And then like, I mean, you don't want to oversalt anything. That is
I was going to say,
You just want the right amount.
you can definitely go wrong.
Where she's double salted.
Yeah.
You just want the right amount, right?
I guess the point of that
But
is
it brings out the flavor too, though.
Is that the right amount of salt is more than you think. A lot of the times, and it's about when you are applying it to your food versus like some people just like wait till the end and they have their food on their plate and they're just like, oh, this is not good, let me put salt on it. But it's too late at that point, and then you end up putting way more salt than you would need. Versus if you're tasting your food throughout the time that you're cooking and you're layering it on, like you put it on, you know, if I'm making soup, for example, right? And I'm going to start by, you know, cooking onion. I'm going to put salt on it. And then if I'm going to add meat or other vegetables, whatever, then I'm going to add more salt. And then if I'm going to add water or broth or whatever, like broth is inherently salty, so you wouldn't. But if I'm adding water, like you layer it in. And then at the very end, before you finish cooking it, you taste it. And then you're like, does this need salt? Does it need something else? And then you can add it before it's actually finished fully cooking and you're like eating it. Because at that point, it's a lot of the times it's too late. And then acid is like game changer. Like that's something, the salt thing, I feel like I kind of knew. Acid is how you get leg disabled.
Sorry, I just yes. Acid.
Yes.
A million to one.
That was a great scene. Man.
I guarantee you guys, if you're eating something and you taste it and you're like, this needs something, it's acid. Like lemon juice or vinegar or anything like in that, like adding like briny olives or pickles. Like, you know how sometimes you eat something, you're like, holy shit, this is so, like, what makes this so good? It's acid. Like even the tiniest bit, game changer.
Not the drug.
Thank you.
Not the drug.
Yeah, I like.
And not the kind that like melts off your skin.
Yes.
But if you want to have that drug, okay too.
I am now obsessed with lemons. I always have lemons in my house because
oh my gosh, lemons are the best.
Adding lemons to like adding even just the tiniest bit of lemon juice to so many things.
I agree. I use also lemon juice a lot. Yes.
And then
Also
fat is, you know, fat is flavor. I mean, don't trust.
Fat, you need a little bit of fat.
Don't trust a skinny chef is what I always say.
Yeah.
You know, you need. It doesn't have to be meat. Like I'm talking about my foodiness. I'm not a huge meat eating person. Like I'll eat meat, but it's not in the things that I love and the things that I whatever. It's not. I'm not like, ooh, I wish I could eat a steak right now. Like no, I don't. Whatever. But you need richness. You need butter. You need things like that to sort of, for so many things, just round it out and get that like
flavor,
umami flavor. Like bacon will do it just little bits, you know.
Beautiful.
Just like you need oil, you need butter, you need something to carry so many of these things. Butter is another thing. Like literally adding just a little bit of butter to like anything is good. I guarantee you it'll make it taste better. Like, I don't care what it is.
I agree. Butter, very good.
Your breakfast cereal. Like,
Butter makes better.
and is it the most healthy?
Have you ever done the butter in your coffee thing?
That's bulletproof coffee.
Butter in the coffee?
Is it good? Have you done it?
No, I have not, because I think it's gross. But it's bulletproof coffee. Apparently, it makes the coffee like.
I'm assuming it would be unsalted butter, though. Obviously.
I don't know. This is a keto thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I drink my coffee with almond milk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like, ooh, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
It's too far for me.
Yeah.
But,
That's crossing a line.
if you do that, I mean, I've heard it's good. People like it. They say it gives them a ton of energy and makes them feel like really full. So,
okay.
I don't know. I can't imagine that having butter in your coffee is like good for your heart.
Well, it's like a really thick cream, I guess, and it's gonna melt quick.
I don't know.
I don't know.
God bless.
That's great. Anyways, so that's I could rant about cooking forever, but there's two more things that I feel like I would like to casually touch on. My second obsession is skincare. I don't know if you've noticed.
Stunning.
Glowing.
I have
Beautiful.
a pretty intense skincare addiction. And I can't stop buying and wanting to try different skincare products. I love them. I use them every single day and night. And yeah.
Have you found the right one now? Because I know before you were looking.
Listen, I'll never find the right. Like, I have, if you're asking if I found my holy grail, like,
Yes.
very few things have I found my holy grail on, because I just feel like there could always be better.
Mm-hmm.
And then don't they sometimes retire things too?
They do.
So you get so used
In
to
the
like a
makeup
certain
industry.
product, and they're just kidding, no more anymore.
And there's skin
I have
sensitivities
experience.
too.
Well, yes, I do. See, here's the thing, guys. Let me tell you about my skincare journey. So when I was a kid, I had very bad acne. Didn't know how to take care of my skin. Literally went to a doctor, like a dermatologist, and they were like, you need to use something with salicylic acid, which is good advice. That's good advice if you have acne. It's not good advice if you're me, because that was not a good time. Literally, my skin would be like dry and peeling, and like on top of then having acne. So I couldn't use salicylic acid, but I was like, it's not working, and like scrubbing it. And then I was like of this philosophy that like I can't use moisturizer because I have oily skin. So if I use a moisturizer, then it's going to make my skin more oily. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wait, your timer's up, but just keep going. This is amazing.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, if you do have oily skin and you're producing a lot of oil and whatever, it's because your skin is not hydrated properly and it's overcorrecting.
Yes,
and so you're going to produce more oil if your skin is not moisturized. So if you're listening to this and you have oily skin and you don't moisturize, please do it. Everyone needs to moisturize. That was not my problem. I have dry skin. It just, I should have been moisturizing. I had acne and I had dry skin, and I have relatively sensitive skin. Not in the sense that like, it's gonna like, I'm not super rashy, but like, I think I was getting breakouts because I was allergic to those products or sensitive to those products,
Continuing.
Anyways, I eventually, long story short, went on birth control because that helps with acne.
It does.
Miraculously, my acne was cleared. But the dry was still present and red and irritated. And so I was just like, oh, I need to moisturize. My skin is so dry now. I need to moisturize. it's burning. That must mean it's working. No!
Oh, I know it.
The burning tells you it's working.
I learned that the hard way,
Burning
girls.
doesn't mean it's working. If your skin is red and it's burning, it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay?
I know.
I don't know in my early 20s who told me that that was true,
Yeah,
but it's not.
I know. I learned that too.
You just had to learn the hard way.
I had to learn the hard way. That is correct. And then it literally was not until I was like in my late 20s that someone at Shoppers Drug Mart was like, maybe you have sensitive skin. And I was like, you might be right. And
Thank you, Shoppers Drug Mart person.
Thank you, Shepard.
Not the same person Lydia
Thank
hated
you,
at Shoppers
Shoppers
Different
Drug
guy.
Mart.
Different guy.
different in Mississauga, not even in Hamilton.
Okay.
So
all right.
they are good as well, but in different areas.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. That's good.
And so then I started using, it still took me a while to find moisturizers that work for my skin. I'm not really super good with alcohols if you're like into the skincare things. Anything that has like strong alcohols, drying components, that's not going to be good for me. Also, I realized that if you're not moisturized properly, then your skin's moisture barrier is compromised. It's going to be red and irritated.
Yep.
So I could continue on about this forever. But
I feel you because I also have sensitive skin. I have to use like baby products and Aveeno. Like that's the only thing that I can survive on.
yeah, I'm not that bad. I'm not Lydia level bad of sensitive. But well, and I feel like once you get to a point where your skin is good and it's healthy, then it can handle a little bit more. You know, then you can like, I use retinols because like your girl wants to stay young.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, you do.
And retinols are dangerous. Like, be careful with that
Is
shit.
that the under eye stuff? Or is that the
Oh no, I can't put it on my under eye. Well, this sensitive bitch cannot put retinol on her under eye. You could. People do. Not me though.
Okay.
If I put retinol even close to my eye, I know it because my eye is like, "Ah!"
I'm dying.
How dare you?
But I can put it on other parts of my face.
Well, there you go.
Just not
That's
the
good.
Yeah.
And your
Right.
third hubby?
Yes, you had a third one.
Oh, my third one, which we're at an hour and we can.
I know, but I want to hear. I
You
want to hear
can't
all
leave us
about
hanging
you.
on
It's so
this.
exciting.
Oh, it's hockey and the Toronto Maple Leafs. I just, you know, I love.
I also love hockey as well.
I follow them. I watch random YouTube videos about them and like worry about like what trades they're making and things. And yeah,
We were traumatized by the playoff exit.
you know what? We're out of time. I don't want to talk about that.
That's all
I
I'm going to
Eddie
say.
Belfour was my favorite Maple Leaf, and then I think
My favorite
he
Maple
was
Leaf.
life and then left the company.
My favorite Maple Leaf was Felix Potvin, and we had a cat, and we named it after him.
Ah, cute. Who was your favorite Maple Leaf, D?
Of all time, that's
All time.
tough. That
That was my favorite goalie.
It's not the Tim Hortons guy because you hate him.
Sidney Crosby.
That's Sidney Crosby. He doesn't play for the Leafs. I do hate him.
Okay.
Unless you named your cat.
And I know all Canadians are going to be like, how can you hate Sidney Crosby?
He's the next Wayne Gretzky.
He's not.
Did Wayne Gretzky play for the Leafs?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it should
Wayne
be
Gretzky also never played for the Leafs. No.
The Lightning
He
Bolt.
played for the
Lightning.
LA Kings.
The Lightning Bolts.
Yeah. Thunder.
They
Bolt.
like
Lightning.
Kings.
Who the hell?
Thunder Bay Lightning Bolts. Shut up. I don't know this shit.
Tampa Bay Lightning is a team.
Okay, thank you.
The Los
won the
Angeles
Cup.
Kings.
2 years in a row. But anyways, Wayne Gretzky played for the Oilers and then he played for the Kings. Yes. Sidney Crosby plays for the
Patrick
Pittsburgh
Waugh.
Penguins. He's only ever played for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He'll probably retire there.
Who's the cocky Russian guy who wears yellow Crocs? Who's that guy?
Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's fun.
He's very entertaining, I must
He
say.
plays for the Washington Capitals and he just signed for 5 more years, so he's going to retire there.
Oh, lucky. Good for him.
Um,
Sorry, who was your favorite again? Sorry, didn't mean to-
Mine of all, it's tough because like there's so many guys on this team now that I like Austin Matthews is a beast. Like
He's
I
a very good
cannot
player.
deal with how good he is, and I can't believe he's on our team. Because we don't like I can't remember the last time we had such an elite player.
Matt Sundin was good too. No?
Matt Sundin was good, but it wasn't like around. Matt Sundin wasn't winning Rocket Richards.
Is that the guy?
Very true.
Is that the
very
guy
true.
who lost his hand in his snowmobile? Well, no, sorry. Well, when he was like cleaning his lawn, and then he ruined his whole career.
Not Matt Sundin.
Who lost their hand?
None of these people.
Kenny, who lost their hand when they were trying to clean their driveway? He had a really curvy stick.
It was Patrick Waugh.
He had a very curvy stick. I'll have to let you guys know.
Maybe I can think of it.
I don't know, but it's none of these people.
Okay.
When I was young, I used to love Doug Gilmore. I still love Doug Gilmore.
I still love Doug Gilmore too, and Wendell Clark as well.
Wendell Clark.
Wait, no, he's a restaurant. He's not a person.
Wendell Clark.
He's a player. He used to be a Leafs player.
I think he knows he was a player. I think that's how he
just
got money for his restaurant.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Okay, sorry.
There's also Don Cherry's. It's not a restaurant.
Well,
He's a
he's a man as well.
When I was a teenager, I used to love Mike Johnson, and now he does like coverage on TSN, so that's funny.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I seriously loved Brian McCabe for a while, even though a lot of people hated
I
him.
like Darcy Tucker and Ty Domi.
Nah, they were fighters, not my fave.
I like the fighter.
They used to change before they're allowed to have enforcers, and then they're like, "No, that's mean." So then they don't do that
I
anymore.
watched that stupid Goon movie. I had free passes
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
That made me so sick.
Oh, Kenny said it's Joe Sakic. He's the one who
Oh.
injured himself permanently by cleaning his driveway and forever ruined his career. And I feel so bad for him. And
He was on the Colorado Avalanche.
oh, how do you know that? That's fantastic. You guys are so smart.
Never on the Leafs.
Sorry.
Is he on the Mighty Ducks though?
But he was on
Quack.
Canada, so.
Who else have? Oh, I used to also love Joffrey Lupul. God, if you guys are,
Yes, Joffrey, yep.
he was hot.
Very good, very
He
good.
still is. I don't know. He dropped off the face of the earth, but
Maybe he also got eaten by a snowmobile.
No, it's snowball.
Lydia, that's what Lydia remembers.
I was like, how did you do this?
Joffrey Lupul?
What? Okay, was he like,
Lupul.
was he boy band hot?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, show.
See?
God
Oh,
damn.
that's his glare.
Oh,
You get the glare
he's
off.
stunning.
Of
He's
this.
stunning.
There we
Oh
go.
my god, he looks like an
Yeah.
Italian soccer player.
Ooh,
Ah.
Woo.
yeah. So I don't know.
He's
Hard to
still
choose.
alive. He's only 37, guys.
Oh my god,
I
why do you think he
know.
was dead?
I don't know.
Let's put it out
Ah, he played for the Mighty Ducks.
Well,
Quack, quack,
that's
quack,
quack,
quack.
quack. Finally, you got
There
your
you
your
go.
thing, Chinzia. Okay.
Huh.
Let's just quickly look at Joe Sakic because I feel really bad for him. So
For his hand?
I don't know. I hope they don't show his hand in the
Why did they
pictures.
show? I don't think.
Oh
Do you
Did they
think
show the
that-
hand?
no, I just know his face is. Sorry, I wasn't expecting.
Well,
I thought it was gonna be the picture.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's all right. Okay, that's a better picture.
Yeah, that's him in his youth.
Okay. I'm sorry. I saw a picture of him.
Oh my
not
God,
looking so nice.
Okay.
No, it wasn't like that. Oh no, I'm a bastard.
Like a
Wow.
sloth?
Hey,
Sorry.
this took a
Wow,
turn.
this took a turn for the worse.
Anyways, so let's wrap that up. Happy.
Diane, that was a wonderful idea. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
You
me
did a
too.
great job.
Happy anniversary, everyone.
Happy anniversary.
Happy
Yes.
anniversary.
Next week we'll be back to boy bands, and we'll be back to boy bands, you know, for a long time, maybe.
Yes, and now things are opening up, so
Forever.
there might be more boy band actual news.
Yes.
And fun things.
Who knows? All right. Thanks for taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.